For Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what's happening. We're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon or convicted rapist. He's a
Hello everyone, now finally some good news. A lot of celebrities have been absolutely dogpiling on Ace since the Renee Good shooting, culminating in an explosive showdown at the Golden Globes led by that Green Mutant stud, Mark Ruffalo. Of course, this has deeply upset the mentally stable and very professional members of Trump's inner team, and they've taken to Twitter to complain about it in very professional, sensible, grown-up ways. Oh wait, no, that's not right. No, instead, they've wet their nappy and are now crying and smearing shit all over the internet. Just another day in Trump land. Because we live in an era where it's nice to have some feel-good news, you know, squirrel found up tree, Trump aide cries online, I'm gonna show you the Trump aide wetting his fucking pants on Twitter, and then I'll show you the things that Mark Ruffalo and other celebrities said and did to make this big baby cry so hard on the internet. Whee! Before we dive into this cool, salty pool of marketeers, make sure you subscribe to Raw America and like the video, and let's do this. So this is a tweet from Stephen Cheung. In case you don't know who he is, because let's face it, nobody fucking knows who this guy is. He's the assistant to the president and White House director of communications. Apparently. Using his best big boy grown-up voice, he said, "Poor thing, Mark Ruffalo, star of She-Hulk, is one of the worst actors in the business." You get it? He said She-Hulk, which is, that's a diss because it's about a woman, and women are bad. That's the joke there. Women vote for these people. It is unbelievable. "More impressively, he's an even worse human being by spewing outright lies because deep down inside, he hates himself for knowingly subjecting the public to his god-awful performance." I'll keep saying this, but it is always projection with these people. I mean, we're talking about professional russet potato Stephen Cheung, the worst ex in the business. I'd never fucking heard of this guy until today. I looked up his list of accomplishments. Okay, yeah, that's a projection. Forget even working directly for the White House or under Trump. You can't even work within miles of this guy. Everyone in DC feels like a piece of shit because they're around Trump and working in his fucking vicinity. The only worst human being here is professional russet potato Stephen Cheung. And presumably, you have to imagine all the people that work for Trump are filled with self-hate, because maybe back in 2016 to 2020, you could try and pretend to yourself like, okay, this guy's a bit extreme, but you know, some people like us and we're doing some stuff and the country's still kind of functioning, but like we're literally watching the country go to hell in a handbasket. The country's erupting in protests, the economy's tanking, everything's going to shit. You must have to be filled with self-hate and loathing to pretend that you're okay with what's happening whilst working directly in his inner circle. And in fact, because, you know, context, facts, and logic, these are scary words. If you say them 3 times in the mirror, they actually make MAGA run away. The context of this is that Mark Ruffalo was at the Golden Globes he was nominated for an award for his performance. So he was being recognized for how good he is at his job. Like, the irony is palpable. It would be like if I was trying to say what an amazing politician Stephen Cheung is while he was, you know, at an award ceremony accepting an award for being the biggest piece of mashed, boiled, stick him in a stew, piece of shit russet potato politician in existence. These people are so fucking dumb, they don't even understand the idea that if you really hate something, don't pay attention to it. They don't like that Mark Ruffalo is using his freedom of speech, so what do? They use their small platform to amplify his message more. Brilliant. Genius. Great. Considering the qualifications you need to be hired to Trump's cabinet is to be a fucking moron, this guy clearly exceeded all expectations. Anyway, why don't we look at what Mark Ruffalo said and other celebrities to make this poor little spud so upset. Now, I will warn you, you've just heard some, you know, of MAGA's English. Mark Ruffalo speaks with a certain, you know, level of discourse and intellect and stuff, so don't get scared or confused if suddenly you understand what the fuck someone's talking about.
Mark, what's the pin? For Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what's happening. We have we're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon or convicted rapist. He's the worst human being. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. I know I'm one of them. I love this country, and what I'm seeing here happening is not America. It's not.
Mark, why do you feel that this platform is still useful to spread a message like this?
Listen, I want to pretend like this is, I want to be here to celebrate, and I am here to celebrate, and I'm proud to have a Golden Globe nomination. But also, this is not normal anymore. And so I don't know how I could be quiet. And I'm feeling a little sick, so it's hard to BS right now. So.
Mark Ruffalo keeping it real. It is much harder to lie when you're sick. You're just like, what's the fucking point? Ugh. What's so funny is that the other side is so fucking stupid that, they don't realize that they're making it clear that this stuff works. The more they cry about something, the more they're admitting that it annoyed them, that it got to them, that they wish it wouldn't be said. The other side, people that are pissed about this online, I can show you some of these reactions later. They're not that interesting. I mean, it's just idiots being fucking stupid. Just another day in MAGA land. But the point is, they hate that he's saying this. They're like, he's, it's hot air. He should stick to the movies. He's woke. And it's like, no, it takes fucking balls to get up on a public stage and call the president of your country a fucking pedophile. Especially when he is. Like, that takes balls. And even if you think he's just some out-of-touch Hollywood person, like, he's actively risking his job and his career to say this shit. Like, Hollywood can and will cancel you for this kind of stuff. And yeah, it would be ballsy if he just said this one thing, but he gave many interviews where he sort of reiterated that point, expanded on them, called Trump a piece of shit more. Let's check out all of them. They're all worth watching or listening to. Check this out.
Joined now by Mark Ruffalo, who is a nominee tonight, and his wife, Sunny. And I want to ask you right off the bat, how much fun is it in that room? Sitting there, you have a couple cocktails, you hang out with everybody, and there's all kinds of conversations going on.
It's usually a lot of fun, but I can't really, I got to be honest with you, I'm not feeling so great. We have a woman, Renee Good, was murdered in our streets of America today, and we got literally stormtroopers running around terrorizing.
You gotta give him credit for cutting through the fucking media's bullshit, because they're all complicit with this. They're all acting like nothing's happening. Like, what's it like being in this room surrounded by private security, drinking cocktails while the world burns? And he's like, well, it's nice, but the world is still burning, man. I don't know if you noticed, but just because we're drinking it doesn't mean the world stopped burning. Like, how rare and refreshing is it for a celebrity to say it like it is? To actually give a shit about the world outside their four walls.
And as much as I love all this, I don't know if I could pretend like this crazy stuff isn't happening. We have a president who says the laws of the world don't apply to him, and we could rely on his morality, but he has no morality. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave the world? So I love these people. I love being here. I love you. But I also can't. It's so hard to pretend anymore. This is crazy what's happening.
I have to ask you, because I have family from the Twin Cities, so I understand how hard that is right now. Well, lots of people are hurting right now, and that's the problem, is that the people are hurting.
Yeah. And people can't pay their rent. This isn't making us any safer. They can't pay their rent. They can't buy food. Insurance is impossible. They can't take care of their families and health. There's no education. I mean, this is not making America better. If it was, I'd be, yeah, great, let's do it. But that's not what's happening.
It's a shame that we have to dumb shit down so much for some people, because let's face it, there's people watching this who are maybe more independent, or maybe were like, I don't want to vote for a woman. I'm going to vote for that weird orange guy. Like, there are people who, voted for Trump just cuz. Like, there's, as many as there are, like, diehard fucking MAGA who you can count brain cells on one hand if half the fingers were shot off in the Revolutionary War. You have people who are sort of like voted just cuz, and they're the ones who are going to be easy to reach. They're watching this like, well, I don't like this woke guy on the TV, but he's got a point. I can't afford to live right now. And
we have Americans being shot, killed, a woman in her car.
So I'm going to ask you this, because we're talking about the problems. What do you think we can do what are the solutions?
Listen, I think most Americans want the same thing. They want a little sun on their face. They want to know that their kids are going to be okay. They want to know their kids are going to be safe. They want to be able to pay their rent. They want to be able to know they're going to send their kids to a good education. But right now, the whole Senate, the whole Congress has been taken over by corporations. So who's there fighting for us now? Nobody. But if somebody did, they got us at each other's throats.
Another great point he's making, because a lot of, right-wing dipshits will try and put down his point, being like, oh, he's rich, he's part of Hollywood, he's out of touch. He's like, this man is far closer to us. He's far closer to 99% than he is to the corporations that own Congress. He's far closer to the average Joe on the street than the people that literally pay off politicians to change laws, for the sake of corporations, not for the sake of the people. He's really, compared to like who actually runs the country, he's not out of touch at all. Compared to the people that these idiots cheer on, he is completely in touch.
The billionaires got us at each other's throats, right? We're out there killing each other. You know what the solution is? It's doing something for the working people, putting all your focus on that.
Here's what I'm going to say. I respect the fact that you're using your time in your forum to get out your message, and I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, how can we do that? We can't, I don't know. I can't keep pretending.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
It's driving me crazy. I'm
You are
hurting, and I know a lot of Americans are too.
They are, but you are still a Golden Globe nominee. Congratulations.
appreciate
We'll
it.
look for you and we'll look for you in
Watching the
Spider-Man
show.
too. We'll look for
I'll
you
see
in
you at
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, too.
Okay? All right. Take care, Mark. Mark Ruffalo.
Did he say Spider-Man? Wait, is he confirmed to be in Spider-Man? Mustn't get distracted by Marvel shit. That was pretty heroic to me. He says it in a way that's hard to look away from. He says it in a very clear and direct way. He says it in a way that's, again, unless you have very few brain cells, it's hard to say is out of touch. There's nothing more in touch than somebody being like the country's owned by billionaires and the average person can't afford to live. That suggests a celebrity who is in touch with what's happening. Now, of course, Mark Ruffalo is far from the only celebrity who's been outspoken in recent weeks, especially since the Renee Good shooting. But I think he's probably the most visceral, the most direct, the ones that MAGA are most melting down about online. But there's a few other good ones too. Simu Liu, Canadian Marvel actor, all-around sex god, said this: beyond appalled at the murderous actions of ICE agents in Minneapolis, don't be manipulated by rhetoric. There is a video, and it clearly shows the murder of an unarmed woman driving away. Immigration laws can be enforced in a dignified way. Fuck ICE forever. Now, he makes a fantastic point here, because really, a lot of people are boiling this down to, well, it's like that sort of same batshit logic, like, you want the terrorists to win, you love immigration. It's like, depending on what you personally think about immigration laws and, and how strict or not they are, they can be enforced with dignity. Like I said, they can be done professionally and in a way that makes sense and doesn't terrorize communities and ruin lives. That's a separate incident from whether you think they should be done. But if something's going to be the law, and the way things are done, it should be done properly. And of course, you get more MAGA crying in his fucking comments, "You're Canadian, mind your own business," which is truly how fucking stupid and volatile and aggressive and just small-minded and tiny peacock brain these people are. Because that's the same fucking logic as some guy beating his kids in the front lawn, and a neighbor says, "Hey, stop that," and he's like, "You're my neighbor, mind your own business." It's like, how is it not his fucking business if it's happening right in front of him? Let's not forget, Canada is more Minneapolis' neighbor than where most of these fucking dumb shits are. There is a long list here on this article of celebrities who've spoken out against ICE, particularly since Renee Good's murder. I don't want to make this video too long by reading them all to you, but if you Google like celebrities speaking out against Renee Good's murder, you get a huge list. It is right there, and these are not small names. These are A-list celebrities. And even at the Golden Globes, the names got even bigger. I mean, Ariana Grande was wearing an anti-ICE pin. Not like, chill out ICE, melt ICE, calm down ICE, give more training to ICE. Just ICE out. Just fuck off ICE. A very clear pin from one of the biggest celebrities at the moment. This shit isn't just uniting people from across the country to say fuck off ICE. It's uniting the whole world. I've seen so many comments from people in other countries in our recent videos saying how appalled they are by what's happening and how could they be. And America needs to remember this stupid fucking insular-minded, small-minded, dumb shit of like, they're not from here, who cares? It's like, dude, you can't pretend to be the world police, you can't pretend to be the world's moral authority and then say you don't give a shit about what your neighbors think. Your neighbors are like, bro, you're fucking up. You absolutely are. Anyway, just to calm me down and get me back to my happy place, and hopefully you as well, I've got some fun little clips to share with you to brighten your day at the end of this video.
Pussy! Fucking pussy! Fucking pussy! Yeah, fucking pussy!
I love the way he limps back to his car like someone who's been told off by a teacher at gym practice. This is a sign, guys. Even Mother Nature is saying fuck off back to where you came from. I'm British Chris, and this is Raw America.